Yeah, they only have 4. I mean, the Iron Man one's pretty cool. Oh, look at that.
Would you like to say hi to the people?
Yeah, sure. What's up, boobies?
Hi. Oh, I'll get those.
Igloo. They always do like special edition ones.
Yeah.
They have a really badass Scooby-Doo one.
That sounds like an oxymoron, doesn't it? Really badass Scooby-Doo one.
Scooby-Doo's badass.
Scooby-Doo is a badass.
I mean,
He's the bravest dog I know.
yeah, it's just the premise of the show. A bunch of teenagers getting high, fucking solving mysteries that they're probably just imagining themselves.
Could you imagine nowadays just a van full of teenagers, like Dog the Bounty Hunter type of thing? Just they open the doors, the smoke rolls out.
Yeah, man.
Like, where's the crime, man?
Getting the munchies. It happens, though. I mean, when you're solving crime, you pass the Ducci on the left-hand side.
You do get hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I've been told. I haven't solved a lot of crimes in my life.
I have not myself either solved. I've done a lot of crimes. Never solved them, but
I commit them.
that's right. If you're listening still, this is not a crime junkie podcast. This is Behind the Boots.
We are Behind the Boots.
And we're here. We're back at it.
Yep,
and,
episode 29.
Episode 29.
Yes, sir.
Yep, it's a good one.
And we don't know yet. We haven't done it.
No, it's good. It's a good one. It's a good one so far.
It's probably going to be good, I hope.
Just feel it. As always, I am Bobby.
Yeah, I'm still John.
He is still John. And again, this is Behind the Boots.
Yeah. And if you want to find us on Instagram and Twitter, you can do that.
You sure can.
At BT Boots Podcast, respectively. And that's going to be posted.
Also find us on Facebook.
You can.
They're just typing in Behind the Boots.
Yeah, it's easier.
It is. It's just literally our name. Behind the Boots Podcast.
Well, it's probably, I mean, as far as typing and letters go, it's probably similar length.
Unless you do text to talk.
That's true. Which a lot of old folk do.
It's true. The really big.
I have not met a mom or dad who has not talked to text.
Yep. Text to talk, text, whatever. Can't even get it right. Anywho, what's going on?
Nothing. It's a spooky time of year.
It is.
Yeah.
It's officially October.
Nope.
Yep. It's officially October.
Yep. Math's hard.
So that's why I picked an October-themed beer for our first episode in October.
I like it.
This is also from our friends at Allagash, who are from Maine with love.
Is this one with love too?
Yeah. Up top on the rim. Should say it on there.
Of course.
But this is called Haunted House, a hoppy dark ale. And it is a 6.66%
I get it.
alcohol volume. And I just
I
didn't take a sip yet.
They did science.
Yep, they did.
For the devil. Got it.
That was actually my first sip of it. It's not bad. I like it.
Yeah.
A little darker ale.
I should have known it was going to be a dark ale, but I didn't read it before I took a swig of it. Yeah.
Whoa, that's dark.
That's beefy.
That's dark.
Yeah.
So it's good. Give it a whirl. I know that everyone goes for like the pumpkin flavored drinks in October, which I don't mind when you get the rimmed cup with cinnamon and sugar.
He likes his rim drops.
Yep. No. Rim.
That's what they call it, right?
No.
Do you want the rim drop?
Doing the old rimmer.
Yeah.
They call it. Yeah. As kids are calling these days.
Do you want me to,
when they put the caramel sauce on it.
Would you like me to toss your beer salad or?
Yeah. No, with caramel and sugar and cinnamon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, those are delicious, but there's a whole lot of other ones. People branching out. I like this Haunted House.
That's the beauty of like the microbrews and all those. Like, there's so many different variations.
Yeah, you can get
of it
crazy.
Now. Yeah, like I remember back when I was in high school and I would steal my uncle's. It would just be like Oktoberfest. You know what I mean? That's all they had. Now there's so many different microbrews and different breweries and ale houses and shit that you can fucking get different variation of whatever you want. If you didn't like it 10 years ago, try another one. I guarantee you're going to find one you like.
Yeah, absolutely. Just experiment. That's what we do.
Yeah.
You know? Just experiment until you pass out, wake up, and keep experimenting.
Yeah. Science is hard, guys.
That's what you do. You got to find it. That's how you find things in science, is by experimentation.
That's true.
Yep.
That's true.
And that's also how you find things in life. And sometimes you have to experiment in order to figure out that you really don't like something.
Ooh.
Okay? And that's kind of what our segment's about today. At least my first segment. Little segment called Rogue Privates.
It's not little. It's average.
Well, this one's a little different because these privates aren't exactly rogue themselves. It's the places they go to end up being a little rogue.
All right.
So I've got a couple stories here, and they're both from two parts of the world other than America. But they happen to be American service members.
So there's only...
Yep, only two parts.
Okay.
Do the math. It's a math podcast.
So you said there's the two parts of the world that isn't America.
Yep.
So in Bobby's world, there's 3 parts.
Yeah.
One of them being America, the other 2 not America.
Yeah, east and the west.
Okay.
One's from the east, one's from the west.
Cool.
One happens in Germany and one happens in the Philippines.
Okay.
Okay. Hey.
I get it.
Right?
No, checks out.
Yeah, enough said. Math checks out. All right, so this is an interesting one. This came from a while ago because they were still using the Deutschmark, which went out in like 2002-ish. When I was living in Europe, they transferred from the lira or the monetary value of whatever country you're living in to the euro. I was there for that.
It was middle school.
It was a fun time. Yep. Okay. We won't cover that. But, all right, my reserve unit got called up and was assigned to Berlin. So you know it's going to get a little bit crazy here, okay? Anywhere but Berlin. My platoon was mostly kids fresh out of high school, just out of AIT, and not very worldly. If you didn't know, Germany, and Berlin in particular, was a little more free with their porn, strip clubs, and other debauchery than in the U.S. Just a tad bit, okay? There were signs all over for a strip club called Sexyland, which featured sex shows.
Was it called Sexyland, or was it called Sexyland in German? Because
Sexyland, yeah.
Yes, that's what I pictured.
Yeah, well, it's probably a very big neon sign, and I guarantee you, like the S's, either the S or the Y had like a devil tail on the bottom of it.
Oh, it had to.
You know what I mean? So it's like in cursive, and like the Y coming down is like a devil tail. Yeah, definitely. So they're going to this place called Sexyland. When I heard my charges were going to visit this place, I felt necessary to go to make sure they didn't get into trouble.
Makes sense.
Yeah, his privates are going to be rogue, and he's going to make sure they're not getting into too much trouble while they're at a place called Sexyland. What could go wrong?
Hold on a second.
Sexyland.
Oh, it's just Sexyland. Wow, way to let me down, Germany.
Sexyland.
But if you type,
it just sounds so much funnier when you said.
But if you type in, do
Sexyland.
So is that translation?
Yeah.
So type in, where is Sexyland?
Oh, where is Sexyland? I like it.
Where is Sexyland?
German sounds just like American.
No, it's the same thing.
Where is Sexyland?
See?
Where is Sexyland?
Sexyland.
Yeah. All right, that's pretty German.
Sexyland.
Yeah.
All I picture now is like Police Academy when they walk into the Blue Oyster Club and it's like din, 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 din. So he's his soldiers are going to a place called Sexyland. They know where it is.
Yeah,
they researched it. And he feels like he's got to go with them to make sure they stay out of trouble. All right. So he said, so we paid 20 Deutschmarks, which actually was a lot of money, to get in. And the younger guys all settled up to the front row seating to wait for the show to start, while I sat in the back nursing my 8 Deutschmark beer. So Deutschmarks, they cost a lot of money back in the day. Germany maintained like the highest economic value or whatever.
Like World War II, that didn't bother them at all?
That was a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
They rebounded very quickly.
They came out of it pretty good.
Very quickly. So, now it gets good. The lights went down. The curtains opened up. And what unfolded was hilarious. I have never seen or smelled fatter women upright on her feet.
Why did you have to add the smell?
Than the 3 women that waddled out on stage. Those poor kids scrambled out of there as if their lives depended on it. The bartender, laughing at the situation, smiled at me and said, "Wednesday night is fat night. Come back tomorrow." So, Thursday, we repeat. Except, Thursday was pet night. Bartender, again laughing, told me, sorry, come back tomorrow. Weeknights are weird. Fridays and weekends are normal.
I feel like that he's just trying to get more money out of him.
I know.
Yeah. It's just all weird shit.
Back then it was pet night.
What the fuck is pet night?
I don't want to know.
The fact that he put smells.
I know.
Got to me.
Me too. Like,
yeah.
That was just like, oh, man.
I can... The visual, I got it, but when you bring in the other senses...
But there's more, okay?
Oh.
There's a little bit more.
There's more.
So the bartender says, weeknights are weird, Fridays and weekends are normal. It just says, Friday, piss and shit night, we never went back.
What is normal?
It's Germany.
What the
fuck's
normal? Going on, Germany?
I was like, that's pretty good.
That is wild.
Yeah, that's pretty tough right there. Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Oh, it smells. I can't do it. Do you have a palate cleanser on that one?
Yeah, sort of.
Okay.
Take a sip.
Okay.
Buckle up for the ride.
Okay. Carry on.
So, that happened in Germany. So now we go to the other side of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, it wasn't in the Philippines. This is in Thailand. Okay, which I've been to Thailand, and I've seen some pretty crazy things in Bangkok.
I hear she'll eat you alive.
Yeah, there's some things. Yes, you will. Yeah, one night in Bangkok.
Yep,
makes a hard man humble. Okay, so got to do a temporary duty with a mixed group of SOCOM folks. So mostly SEALs with a couple of Marines in Southeast Asia on one of the Navy's cyclone boats. Normally hunting the Tamil tiger. So cool guys off doing cool guy stuff. Excuse me.
You all right?
So yeah, and the haunted house is coming out.
It sounds spooky.
It's Casper coming out. We made a port call in Pattaya, Thailand. Oh my fucking God, what an awesome trip. You want to talk about the goddamn happiest place on earth? Fuck Disneyland. It's this place.
What was it called? Just for
shit to lose.
For the audience?
Pattaya, Thailand.
Oh, it's like right there. Okay. Anyways, go ahead.
Anyways, he lives right there. Anyways, so a bunch of us go out to eat, then go to a club. Few of the Navy crew from the boat tag along to see what kind of good times the snake eaters can get up to. So as we're watching the dancers, one of the younger kids is sporting some serious head over heels in lust with one of the dancers. We dared him to
Story old as time.
I know. You know where this is going?
Carry on.
We dared him to yank her shorts down when she comes back past our part of the stage. They liked us. We threw money at them and were having fun when they came around. So he goes for it. Ding dong!
Something wink back.
DJ sees this, cues up the song, Dude Looks Like a Lady, and all the waitresses are cheering, Lady Boy, Lady Boy. And the dancer does this whole gasps, hide bits, playful slap on our boy.
She loved it.
Kid freaked out. Like, we thought he was going to have PTSD. We walked him down from his freak out and got him drunk as a skunk and figured he was okay. This story, of course, got told when we got back to the boat. Sailors gossip worse than women. Dusty Dog, is that true?
That's
Gossip
true.
and sailors?
Well, sailors, women, what's the difference?
That's true. Okay.
That's what I would say.
The kid woke up hoping it was all behind him and figured he'd nurse his hangover, and that was the end of it.
Nope.
Walks onto the mess deck and is greeted by a chorus of cheering and applause, and his department head steps up and bequeaths upon him the team name, call sign of drag queen. Good times.
Good times.
So, 2 stories, 2 different parts of the world, not about rogue privates, but about privates being rogue.
Yeah.
Which is a tale as old as time.
Oh, man.
Right? You get that feeling, and
I picture him like he's a down home kid, like probably grew up some flyover state. Yeah, this is the first time he's ever left.
It's exotic.
Yeah.
You know? Smells like pineapple and, you know.
Going back to the smells, huh?
Well, pineapple's good. It's like that exotic Thailand smell. Like maybe some sticky rice.
Okay.
You know, some pad thai.
I do like some sticky rice.
Yeah, I like some sticky rice too. We were in I was in Thailand, in Bangkok, with a group of military individuals. Mm-hmm. And we were walking down the street. This was daytime. We'd been drinking very early that day, but we always had one guy that had stayed relatively sober. At this time, it was a guy named Mike, who we called Hammer Dick. That was his call sign.
Do you have a huge...
No, he just, when he gets,
just a weird
when he gets drunk, he gets fucking turns into Hammer Dick.
Okay.
So, I don't understand the reference, but okay. It's hard to explain, but it's his alter personality, and it's like nothing else but Hammer Dick could explain it. So we're walking down the main drag here in Bangkok, mm-hmm. and there's like bars and massage parlors and like Thai massage places all over the place. And there's like one place that is like foot massage. Mm-hmm. And so like the group of 4 or 5 of us start talking to this girl who's outside. Like, hey, you guys want a massage? Come on in. And we're like haggling over the prices and stuff. And she's like, this is what the prices are, blah, 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 going for like back and forth for like 5 minutes. And then we all turn around like, Mike, you in on this? He goes, yeah, but I don't want a massage from that dude. And we immediately turn around and look up, and there's an Adam's apple. Oh. We're all like, oh, okay. Got it. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So we all got massages. No, I'm just kidding.
So anyways, my massage is pretty cheap. Still felt good.
But we ended up going back to the hotel. We actually stayed, if you've seen the Hangover 2, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay. In the Labua Hotel, which is where they have to go meet the Russian mafia guy.
Okay.
And he's like having breakfast outside.
Yes.
Yeah, we stayed in that hotel, like on the stairs where they're sitting.
Oh, no shit.
That's a club on the 65th floor of this hotel that overlooks all of Bangkok. It's fucking badass.
That sounds pretty sweet.
That's pretty sweet. But Bangkok is a fun time. I also know I'm going to try to wrangle some of these Germany red light story districts.
Okay.
Red light district stories from...
Red light story district sounds better.
Sounds better. Sounds quick. It's flowing.
Yeah.
Well, that's how you'd say it in German.
Oh, okay.
So, I know a few guys, because I was stationed in Europe, that spent some time and had some altercations in these. And I want
Well, I'd like to hear about that.
I want to try to shake their stories out.
I'd like to hear about that.
But that's privates being a rogue.
Privates do get rogue. You know what happens sometimes when privates get rogue? They fuck their buddies, but not in the literal sense.
Well, I mean, you never know.
Yep,
that time again.
You know what time it is, boy. No, it's not that type of buddy fucker.
Like what type is it?
More like a blue falcon type of buddy fucker. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, good buddy.
Well, I tried for the segue. It didn't work out that well.
Great one.
Anywho, should I just read a story now? I'm going to read a story.
Send it.
So this one is actually kind of sad because it's not sad, but it brought me back to a time where I was sad. So maybe it'll be sad. I don't know.
I have to interject here. Producer Nick, do you have a napkin that I could perhaps get from you?
Start my story now.
Thank you, Nick. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thanks for the permission. So being a shift worker nearly my entire career, I'm pretty sure this is an Air Force story. I also enjoyed working Thanksgiving because of the spread and appreciated the leadership coming in and serving us. I always told the new airmen
What gave it away is Air Force.
I forgot that the airman was in there. Okay, fuck me. It's Air Force story. I always told the new airmen this, to not let the morale get too low having to work on Thanksgiving. Then, this one fateful year, I was made out to be a liar.
Uh-oh.
We get the announcement that Thanksgiving dinner is ready for us, and everybody lines up, ready to get their turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, other sides, pie, and their thank yous for their leadership, only to find 2 6-foot party subs from Subway and no leadership. That was the saddest Thanksgiving I've ever had.
Fuck.
Yeah, I told you it was a sad one.
Dude.
Yeah.
So wrong in so many levels. First of all,
I didn't think that airmen or the Air Force even knew what Subway was.
Well, yeah, because there's one on the Air Force base that we allow the Army and Marines to go
That's
to.
what I figured. Yeah, you just know the name.
Yeah.
you know it by
you drive
just driving
past
by.
it. Like,
Yeah.
that's where they go.
Oh, that's
like, yeah. That's what. Okay, so I fucking hate Subway.
It's not good.
No. I more hate subways that are on military installations because it's not even real Subway. It's worse. It's
okay.
They don't have all the same stuff, and they have. Oh, I do have a great Subway story from Sweden at 3 a.m. about Will the Thrill Tyree. Big Will. We'll get into that one later. That's
okay.
That's a pretty
little teaser for everybody.
But so the worst of the worst is a fucking Subway party sub because it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's fucking mayonnaise and fucking oil and vinegar on a sandwich, soaked into the fucking bread, like
just the leftover meat that's been there for days.
Gross. Oh, shame on them.
Leadership.
Shame on them. No, I've been to some very good Air Force dining facilities on the holidays, and that is no, that's
shame on them.
Fucking. That's not buddy fuckers. That's
I didn't mean to get you.
That's
so
leadership
upset.
buddy fuckers. This is up there with.
It just reminded me of a Thanksgiving that I had when I was in AIT, because they gave everyone a pass, but they didn't let anyone go home on Thanksgiving. So we said, okay,
so nothing's open.
So nothing was open. So we went to a hotel room. We got hammered. There was a Denny's across the street,
as is tradition.
So. There's a few people passed out drunk in the hotel room. I'm pretty sure one of the other privates was around the corner in the woods having sex with one of the hotel workers.
Good for him.
And then me and another private were like, oh, you hungry? So we just walked across the street to Denny's and both had a Thanksgiving meal at Denny's.
Grand Slam? Oh, that's IHOP. Grand Slam? Denny's.
No, Denny's is Grand Slam. Yeah. I think I got the Thanksgiving dinner to make it seem like it wasn't so sad.
2 slices of turkey, gravy,
that's exactly
potatoes,
what it was,
green beans,
yep.
Yeah, and a slice of pumpkin pie.
Yep.
With whipped cream on top. That's pretty much.
Were you there? Were you the guy I went with?
That's pretty much.
That's exactly what it was, yeah.
It. Yeah, that's a... Wow, man.
Just reminded me of a sad time.
So I was... my birthday...
But it's actually a fond memory.
I know, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the shit that makes you the person you are today.
Well,
makes you hate so much.
Well, I have a lot of complaints then.
It's what makes you hate so much. So for the first probably 7 years of my life, I thought that Thanksgiving was a celebration for me. My birthday is right around Thanksgiving. Sometimes it falls on Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And I would remember when I was a kid, my dad was in the Army, and he was a squadron commander when we were in Hawaii, so he would have to go to the chow hall and he would serve the troops in his squadron, but he would always take us with him. And I remember there was a huge cake and everything, and there was this big party, and everyone was dressed up really nice. And I was like, wow. So for the first 7 years of my life, I thought that it was a big Bobby celebration.
So
and my parents never told me different. So I was like, wow, this is great. Every Army base I go to celebrates me.
You just grow up being the most entitled little piece of shit ever.
Yeah.
So when you found out that Thanksgiving wasn't Bobby Colleton Day, was it like finding out that Santa?
No, so Santa, let me get to that, right? So just a month later, right?
Yeah.
This is Christmas.
Same year?
Well, yeah, same year all the time, every time. So my dad...
I'm talking about you found out the same year. I know that Christmas comes the same time every year.
Yeah, it does. December 25th. Everybody knows that. No, listen. So this isn't when I found out there wasn't a Santa. This is about me being an entitled little prick.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So my father, who was the squadron commander of an air cav squadron, had access to helicopters, and they would fly Santa Claus in for all the families of the squadron, and they would land on the field, and Santa Claus would come out of the helicopter, and he'd give presents out. But me, being the squadron commander's son, would always be the first one to greet him. So again, I thought I was just
pushing the
the
other
most important.
Bobby's 19 years old, pushing the little 7-year-old kids out of the way. My turn.
Yeah. So again, I thought I was the most important person in the world. Yeah.
It
happens.
Too funny.
It happens. Yeah. But it was Christmas of 2020. I found out there was no Santa.
There is
a Santa.
I'll tell you what. Flying Santa in on a helicopter is flawed logic. He doesn't need it.
Exactly.
Doesn't need it.
Exactly. Try to describe that to a 7-year-old.
Like that.
Why would he fly in a sleigh when he's got a Cobra gunship?
Exactly. Okay, that's not what I was thinking about. Next story. 15 Whiskey AIT.
I also thought that maybe that's why none of the helicopters flew other times. Not because they were hard broke from maintenance, because they didn't have Santa dust to fly and it wasn't Christmas time.
It's because they always need maintenance.
They're hard broke from maintenance.
They always need maintenance. That's the time Bobby was like, I'm gonna stay on the ground.
I'm gonna walk.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna walk.
I'm gonna walk. Be good.
Yeah. 15 Whiskey AIT is split up into two main parts of about 3 months each. In between, there is a week of time where there are no normally scheduled training activities. Officially, your platoon sergeant is supposed to take you to do general soldiering training. In reality, you show up for first formation, and they tell you to fuck off for the rest of the day. Well, my platoon lucked out. We showed up for Monday PT on our gap week, and our platoon sergeant said, okay, see you next Monday. Well, this was cool and all, but we figured we could do better. Us sneaky privates put our heads together, and we're just like, let's just not show up for PT at all for the rest of AIT. What's more shocking than anything else is that it worked. Our class of 20 or so dudes literally ghosted through AIT, not showing up to anything except the classes and a couple mandatory mass formations. Skip forward 2 months, in a few weeks, fucking Beavis and Butthead, this is where the buddy fucking comes in, get caught by the first sergeant smoking outside while they were supposed to be at PT. Our whole platoon gets called out and formed up outside and smoked for like 10 minutes. What slowly dawned on us is that nobody seemed to realize that this wasn't the first day we had skipped, that in fact we hadn't been present for PT in over 2 months. Nothing else came of it. We had to show up for PT for like the last 2 weeks of AIT, and everyone was annoyed about it, which is, you're annoyed because you have to do PT. To this day, I still can't decide if the cadre really had no idea what was going on, or they just didn't want to admit they hadn't noticed us gone.
So,
there's a little bit of buddy fucking in there.
Yeah.
But there's a whole bunch of just a great little snippet of how fucked up the Army actually is.
Yeah. You want to hear what else is fucked up? Do you know what a 15W is?
What?
I didn't either until I looked it up.
Intelligence?
Unmanned Aircraft Systems Operator.
Maybe.
It's a fucking UAV pilot.
That sounds important.
So these are the people that are flying fucking UAVs, drones all over the place.
Maybe
we're just not going to do this.
Maybe they did unmanned PT. Maybe that's
it's
what
perfect.
Maybe that's what their platoon sergeants
like. We're not actual pilots. So we're not going to actually do
geniuses.
PT. Yeah, fucking
they're
genius. Listen,
wow.
for all you guys that are UAV pilots.
Harvard called. They want to know if you want a scholarship.
You're not actual pilots. You are. I get it. Mac, I know my buddy. He's a UAV pilot. I didn't mean it was a shot at you.
Kind of is.
It kind of is. Can't be a pilot unless you sit in the cockpit, right?
Yeah. I thought it was a little bit of buddy fucker, but also just like a great snippet picture of how fucked up the Army is on a small scale. And when you look at it from a big scale, you can say, how is it that fucked up? Well, this is why.
Yeah. This is
how.
So, like, okay. I use the U.S. military, I'll say the U.S. Army specifically, right, as a perfect example of government service, which is why when people start to tell me about government conspiracies and how the government is hiding this and doing this, I'm like, no fucking way possible.
We can't.
There is no fucking way, right? Zero chance that this is going to even the most elite, top secret fucking units in the United States military, everyone knows about them. Like, oh, you can't say that name, it's classified. But Okay.
Yeah.
Like, everyone knows about it. Like, so there is no fucking chance that the U.S. government is hiding shit. Okay? It just...
That's a hot take.
Yeah. There's no way.
That's a hot
because
take.
of stuff like this. The idiots that are in AIT, drill sergeants are hanging around them, managed to skip out of PT for 2 fucking months.
There's one platoon sergeant whose sole purpose is to know where these fuckers are.
Yeah. They live in barracks on base.
Is he just standing in formation by himself?
Yeah. Well, you guys are good, right? Yeah, you guys been in the Army, what, 9, 10, 12 weeks?
That's why when the first sergeant does his report in the morning, all present and accounted for. It's never just all present. It's always all present and accounted for.
And accounted for, because other people aren't there.
Yep. In his case, nobody was there. He was present. Everyone else was accounted for.
Jesus.
I got one little snippet.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little quick hitter. Brigadier General Farrell J. Sullivan of the United States Marine Corps, Expeditionary Brigade, 51st, the 5th. He is the highest officer to receive our honorary Internet Blue Falcon Medal from the Blue Falcon Awards for being the piece of shit ordering Marines to pick up trash for the Taliban. And then he said, I'm out. So UCMJ can ligma ballsack.
Ligma. I've heard about this. I know where this is going. This is true.
That was the only snippet. I didn't get into the actual article. I just thought that was funny.
So this guy is the ultimate.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Because you know what he had him do, right?
Enlighten us.
These were the guys that were left. The final Marines in Afghanistan through the air evacuation stuff.
Oh, this was the police call, right?
Yes. Cleaning up the fucking barracks.
So he's the guy.
Cleaning up the hangars.
He's the guy.
Yes.
Well,
I salute that award. Good for him. Good for Osh giving that guy the old what to.
That's probably one of the most worthy awards that a brigadier general has ever gotten.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just a blue falcon on his uniform.
It just covers every other award. It's just huge.
Just slides right over this. It slides right over.
Shame. Anywho.
Wow. Yeah.
You gotta talk about some poo, right?
Yeah, want to talk about shit?
Yeah, let's do it.
Talk about shit. Listen, we don't always talk about shit, which is not true. We always talk about shit.
There's a lot of shit.
But I got a couple...
Tune in next week for some more shit.
Yeah, I got a couple little quick shit stories, right?
Okay.
Quick hitters. Quick
little jalapeno poppers.
Quickies. What jalapeno poppers cause. Now listen, we've been doing this for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
They all sound familiar to me, but I'm pretty sure this one's not. Okay.
Okay.
It involves a little place called Korea.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
Nope.
Okay. This guy's first week in Korea. He had some bad food.
That happens.
Starts puking uncontrollably about 3 hours later.
Mm.
And after probably the 10th dry hurl, I crawled in bed to pass out. A few hours later, I was awoken by a strange feeling in my gut. Never had food poisoning before. And yes, I know. Never trust a fart. I trusted and longed for sweet abdominal release that expelled gas would bring.
This is so eloquently written.
I, however, betrayed by my own faculties. I spent the next 2 hours sitting on the shower floor, occasionally sticking my head out of the shower to puke. Still love Korean food to this day, though. What a rush. Little quick hitter.
Not for him.
Not for him.
No.
Days later. It happens, though. It does happen. So
those are the worst type of days, too, when you can't get any relief.
Oh, no. When it's like, I got a fart.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't.
You can't even trust a burp.
No.
In his case.
I've been there, too. You're like, oh, God, yep. that's continuing. And, no.
Yeah.
I've actually been in that same place in Korea. Not his same shower.
Okay. But been there, mapped it out.
But that same experience where you where you burp and you're like, it's going to keep straight just coming up. So here's a different one. This one I think we can all sympathize with because I feel like this is the type of place where you don't want this to happen, but the chances of it happening are very real.
Hear me out now. Our category right now is Diarrhea Diaries. I feel like anywhere is not the place we want that to happen.
Okay, that is correct. However, when you're in the military, a lot of stuff happens on the night.
Yep.
At the night, on the night, during the night.
In the night?
In the night. Drinking.
In the middle of the night?
Partying, drinking.
Yep.
Doesn't matter what day. But always, you have to wake up in the morning and do what? Except for those other guys who scurved out of it. PT. Okay.
I was going to say piss, but PT's probably.
And during a PT test, where if you stop at any point in time, the test is then canceled, and you receive a 0 score. So this individual, PT test lap 5 or 6.
So he's in it.
Mm-hmm.
He's home stretch.
Home stretch. I said, fuck, if it's just a little diarrhea. Finished and kept running up to the gym. People asked, and I told them I'd shit myself.
He just said,
so he literally,
as a matter of fact, I just shit myself. He literally
kept running, said, well, finished the lap, and then kept going from the track up to the gym. He said,
well, where else are you going to go? That's where the showers are.
Yeah. So got made fun of a little bit, but fuck, I passed.
That's what matters.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, they don't care if you had to shit or if you shit yourself.
No.
If you're above that time,
you're good.
Sorry for your bad luck.
Yeah,
dude.
sorry, bud. Sorry. If you stop.
Yeah, if you come in on time, perfect.
You're good.
You smell like shit, go shower.
But here's the thing. It happened more than once to him.
Wait, what?
Because he continues. I've almost shit on the floor during a piss test, though.
What the fuck's wrong with this guy?
He likes to party a little hard. Says, I don't wear boxers.
No, I think he's got like medical issues.
Probably.
Yeah, you should probably get that checked out.
We all do. So, he goes, I don't wear boxers or underpants. And I just dropped chow because fuck it. I like making people uncomfortable. So he's taking a piss test, and he's like, pulls the pants all the way down.
See, that's fair. That is fair.
Which is funny, and I'll comment on that here in a second. Yeah. He goes, so this guy's doing a piss test, so he's peeing in a bottle for at-home listeners to take a random urinalysis, which the military happens to have all the time after a 4-day weekend or 2 weeks of leave or liberty.
Yeah.
Random, though.
They call it smart testing.
Yeah, random.
And it's totally random.
Yeah.
It's not random.
So I was pushing real hard. Then I turned around, looked at my observer.
If you have to push hard, just let
it go.
Just relax,
man.
Yeah.
Since I was pushing real hard. Then I turned around, looked at my observer, and said, I'm going to shit. I pulled my pants up and walked into the stall and continued pushing and pissing. He was just like, get the fuck out of here. No, you're not. I said, yep, I am.
Oh, man.
He goes, I think I lost the Soldier of the Month board because of it, but fuck it. When you have to shit, you have to shit.
You gotta shit, man.
So he was taking a urinalysis test for the Soldier of the Month board. Also, if you're not familiar with who gets sent to the Soldier of the Month board, it's not guys
it's the top.
It's not guys that shit themselves on lap 6 of the PT test and then drop trowel.
Well, it is.
It was probably like, we're sending this guy. We got nobody else. Everyone else is fucking they're busy. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
hey, if you're listening to this, like, please just go to the hospital.
Yeah, get that checked out, man.
Go see a doctor. I care about you.
Yeah. Get that shit checked out. But what's funny is he said he likes to drop trout. So I had a really good friend of mine. When we were stationed in Italy, we would go to these huge discotheques that were like 7 different club rooms. But everything was different. There was like a rap room, there was a EDM room, there was a techno. This club was so big it had like 3 DJs.
I think you're showing pictures of this club.
It's called Nord-Est.
Yeah,
it's fucking amazing. So we would go there, and it was like, and I may have even told this before, but this is perfect for this. The Italian trough toilets.
Yep.
My buddy would walk in between Italians and pull his pants all the way down to his ankles.
Push himself.
Yep, just push in between, pull his pants down all the way to his ankles, and then just start pissing. Every time. It's so fucking funny, dude.
The level of confidence that it takes to pull that off.
He is a like corn-fed Nebraska boy with like shaved head, super pale white, but really big and tall, and would just weasel his way in between a bunch of Italians, drop all the way down, and just start pissing. And he would most likely...
Did he do it on purpose?
Yeah, he do it on purpose.
Okay.
But he would always have a cigarette in his mouth, too, which made it even better.
And just like,
ciao. All the time.
That's fantastic.
Fucking amazing.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So, a couple little quick shit stories.
Couple little quick shitters, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Mail call. It's time.
Oh, yeah.
You want to read it?
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, you're better at reading.
Here's the story, though. I don't know if I can read this because I was there when it occurred.
Okay.
I'll
read it.
This came in from our good friend Chucko.
I did.
I was witness to this, and I will say the individual that he is speaking about was my roommate. So I've said in the past when I missed Woodstock, this was the guy that he was talking about.
This is the asshole who made you miss Woodstock.
Yeah, this is the same guy. So I don't know.
You feel a certain type of way.
Yeah, but statute of limitations on this, I don't know if...
Okay, I'll read it.
If there's still, like, pending sexual harassment charges, if I need to be a witness or anything.
Buckle in, folks.
I'm not sure, so yeah. Yeah, go ahead and pump that up. Make that bigger.
Okay, I made it bigger. If only it was that easy, you know what I mean?
Chucko, thanks for writing this in. It brought back a lot of good memories. I forgot some of these people existed.
That's not nice to say. An infantryman was an elegant weapon for a more... But before I start, isn't that weird how fucking shit like that happens? Like, you're super close to somebody, and then years go by and you just forget they completely exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you'll hear this, Corporal W. I totally forgot this guy existed.
Yeah, that's so weird how the mind works.
Yeah.
Anyways, an infantryman was an elegant weapon for a more civilized age. And the age was Bosnia, 1999. He's getting better. He's getting better at writing.
More poetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Base Camp Doble was mainly a sausage fest.
Fact.
With a dash of female here and there. The DFAC was a place to relax and bust each other's balls while breaking bread. One crisp autumn night, a PFC L and Corporal W were in line at the DFAC getting food when PFC held up a piece of sandwich meat to Corporal W. It looked like a set of beef curtains. Of course, this would happen in front of one of those dashes of females on the base. PFC L turned 50 Shades of Red and apologized. Is PFC L like more of a... He's like a down-home guy? Like
No. Well, yeah, he was. He was from... super nice guy. He's my roommate. This is my roommate.
Oh, so this is... Okay.
Yeah.
This is
so he wasn't an asshole when he left me. He was just... I told you, he was a military hippie.
Yeah.
So he was like very strict on time, but relaxed on what he was going to do.
Such a weird comment.
We're going to Woodstock, but you got to be here by this time. But it's cool if you
like
if you don't have the money. We'll...
Okay.
So anyway,
I feel like I'm PFCL.
Yeah.
Somehow the story of beef curtains gets back to our platoon sergeant, so he convinced the female to prank the both of them. The platoon sergeant told Corporal W that PFC needed to be counseled immediately for sexual harassment. For some background information, Corporal W was barely able to write at a high school level, but was a good field soldier. Too often the case.
Yeah, especially in the 90s.
Too often the case. The entire day went by while PFCL was freaking out about getting fucked over for saying beef curtains.
And keep in mind, there was never a point in Corporal W's life that he did not have a full lip of Copenhagen in.
Is he the horseshoe type of guy? Okay.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Everyone else who knew what was actually happening could not wait to see how the wordsmith skill of Corporal W was going to express this slip of the tongue on paper. Behold, the counseling form was turned in, and it read, "We were in the child line, and PFCL said something inappropriate in front of a female. Yep, he said pussy lips." Needless to say, they were both pissed off, but extremely relieved to find out that it was just a prank, to teach a lesson, and to watch them both sweat a bit. However, Corporal W was forced to take a professional writing class.
Which is also true.
He's probably thankful for.
Yeah. Genius by the platoon sergeant, who was an amazing individual. Old school Army.
That's great leadership.
Oh, it was great. And I remember specifically this event happening. I remember the female. I remember PFCL's face when he saw her. But when he said, so this was like, it was like lunchtime, or like, it was like a mid shift meal, because it was like make your own sandwiches and stuff. So sometimes, you have that in the chow hall where they they had 3 meals a day, but they always had stuff out. Yeah. Like for sandwiches, because you go out on mission and patrol and come back.
Yeah, come back anytime.
So we were going to get sandwiches. And when he said beef curtains, he held it up in front of his face and like shook it and was like, "Look at these beef curtains," and it was like, you know what I mean? And it was like almost like, "Look at me, I'm Leatherface." Yeah. And it was like shaking this fucking thing out, and this chick is standing there like
just mortified,
3 people back as he's fucking just shaking it out. It did look like beef curtains. It did.
Did you know the female that was there as well?
Yeah, she wasn't in our unit. She was in the unit. But I ended up... But
she probably beef curtains. If she got offended by it. Did she get offended? Probably
not really.
Okay.
Again, this is the...
I was going to say, if she was offended,
I hate to use the word this is the 90s. This was the 90s, but like...
That's what it was. I mean, you're just stating fact.
There wasn't... And obviously, we were an infantry unit. So the hardest part was, in that deployment...
The dicks?
Yeah. Just dick. How many dicks is that? Great movie, by the way. So... The hardest part of this deployment was we were deployed from the 10th Mountain Division, so we were a light infantry unit, which is a different breed of soldier, okay? And our sister battalion that was deployed with us was from the 1st Infantry Division. They were mechanized. So there was 2 base camps, and for some reason, we were on the base camp with the entire battalion of 1st Infantry Division. One company from 10th Mountain was with them, with the mech guys, and then one of their companies was down with the rest of our battalions. We were like separated.
Okay.
It was really fucking weird.
Yeah, why?
So like you had all these light infantry guys around, like mechanized guys.
Yeah.
It's just a totally different breed.
For sure,
This was actually back in the Army when there was a separate MOS. Yeah. So it was 11 Mikes and 11 Bravos, 11 Chucks and 11 hotels. Like it was all separated. So like we were just living on this base with 11 Mikes. Nothing against my mech head guys, but it was just different types of people. And they, in their support units, they had a lot more females than we did, because they were like heavy support battalions that drove like the Hemmets and like the Fuelers, because they had Abrams and Bradleys and shit like that. But there was like 2 or 3 girls on the entire base. It was horrible because we did get a R&R leave from Bosnia, and I went to Budapest, Hungary. Amazing fucking time with my buddy Sammy Sosa, and
not the baseball player.
Nope, and Jimmy Huckefeld, but we
also not a baseball player.
Nope, but we went, the 3 of us, and it was like 12 people from the base went at a time. Yeah, this girl ended up going. She was on the same trip as us.
Girl?
Yeah, same trip as us. But I was so so mortified from this happening. But yeah, we spent it was Christmas week. We spent in Budapest, Hungary. Fucking great time.
As long as she's a good sport.
Yeah, she was fine about it. It was no big deal.
All good. Probably doesn't have beef curtains then.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Probably got regular curtains.
Crazy thing now is she's probably like 45.
No, she might have now.
Whatever.
I'm just kidding. It's probably
journalizing.
Pristine. I don't whatever.
Yeah, but that's a wrap on this episode.
That is. Yep. I'm gonna call it there. We're going to call it there.
And keep in mind, this was the 90s. Sexual harassment didn't exist.
Keep in mind.
You got to remember this. You got to remember who was our commander in chief. It was Bill Clinton at the time.
Also, the head of our HR department here is his name's Big Dick Nick. So, so these stories are okay.
I'm dead serious. This was under President Clinton.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what our commander-in-chief's doing. Pretty rough. Rough out there.
You have to follow your leadership.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He was leading by example.
God, that was such a funny fucking story. It was a funny fucking time, though.
The good old days.
Yep.
Well, thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining on this ride with us.
Yeah. And as always, thank you to Big Dick Nick and the Wilco Media team.
Would you call it a team or would you call it Wilco Media family?
Ooh. Family's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
What about family team?
Nope.
Just family.
I immediately went to Double Dare.
Yeah.
When you said family team. It's just, again, 90s family.
Great show.
Just competing.
Great show.
I could never do that. I get too competitive, and it wouldn't.
Oh, my God. I'm wicked competitive. Yeah. I couldn't do it.
It'd probably be borderline abusive.
Yeah. I've actually talked to several people this week about why I can't do certain things. It's because I'm so competitive.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you no. Nope.
Just my family be in the corner crying.
Yeah.
And like, fuck, come on.
Let's go.
Let's go. You're fucking losing it for everyone.
Pick up your shit.
Santa's not coming this year. Fuck you.
Santa's flying somewhere else on a helicopter.
Okay, I never talk to my family like that. I love them.
No.
Anyways.
I still talk to you.
Well, that's neither here nor there.
But listen, don't forget to tune in to this podcast, Behind the Boots.
Preferably this one.
Yeah, wherever you find podcasts.
Yeah.
Like, Spotify, YouTube, Apple.
Yep. If you're watching on YouTube, you can do it at Wilco Media.
Mm-hmm. You can like, comment, share, tell your friends about us.
Yep.
And if you really like what we're doing, then please, by all means, submit a story to us.
Yeah. Yeah. Chucko's getting really good at writing stories.
He is.
And if you want
to compete
with Chucko, you can do so at wilcomediapro.com/BTB podcast.
Submit your story.
Yep. That's it for us, folks, and we will see you next week.
Yep. Absolutely.
Nothing like a good beef curtain story.
Yeah, I think she was a POL clerk.